Yeah, I have a great story for that. So, when I started setting for Jacob Hopkins, so the 19-year-old kid that was making over 20K per month,
Mm.
he's from Texas. And you could check out Jacob's story as well, but he went to school in Malibu for a short period of time, so he had some friends down there. I'm also from Southern California. I live in
Mm.
Los Angeles. So, he hit me up and mentioned that he was going to be in Malibu and that we should get dinner together. So, I remember thinking in my head that one, this is a super valuable connection for me to make. So, of
Mm-hmm.
course, I'm going to take the offer and try and build that with him. But two, I remember watching this YouTube video. Uh, I don't even know who it was, but he was talking about, it's a funny correlation, but he was talking about the way that you win a girl over is by putting her in a uncomfortable situation where one, you see the real side of her, and
Mm-hmm.
two, you are the only comfort that she has in that situation. So
Mm-hmm.
the example he used, if you are going on a date with Kim Kardashian, you don't take her to Nobu. She's been there a million times, right? If you really want to close the deal with Kim Kardashian, you take her to the hood, to a taco shop, a taco stand, a truck, where one, she's probably never been there before, and two, she's totally out of her comfort zone. So the only
Mm-hmm.
way that she'll find comfort is through you. So one, you'll see the real side of her, and then two, she'll be more attached to you throughout that situation. So with Jacob, all that to say, he invited me to dinner, and I was like, God damn, I'm not about to, I'm 2 years older than Jacob. I'm not about to have this kid take me out to a nice restaurant where he's going to pay for the bill.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably a situation that he's done hundreds of times because he's making good money and connected with a lot of people. So I remember thinking back to that video and thinking, hey, what's something that I could invite Jacob to do that would put him in an uncomfortable situation where I could see the real side of him and to where I'd be his only comfort in the
Mm-hmm.
situation. So he's a Texas boy. He was down in Malibu. I was like, hey, let's go surfing, you know?
Yeah.
So funny enough, I've never explained this entire story to Jacob, but it was years since I've surfed when I invited him to go surfing.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up buying a new board, getting a wetsuit, renting a couple extra boards for him, just to take him out that day to build a connection and build a relationship. So, all that to say, that day when I took him surfing was the first day I've ever heard about Iman Ghazi. No idea who he is. Jacob was the one who told me about him.
Whoa, slow down here for a second. So Jacob's coming out here. You saw a video that was like dating, and they're like, "Oh, you need to put a girl outside of her comfort zone."
Yeah.
So you're like, "All right, I'm gonna pull this trick on Jacob." These outlandish tactics are coming up with on the spot here, and then
It worked.
and then you guys went surfing in Malibu from there.
Yeah. And funny enough, Jacob was so much better at surfing than me, bro. Like I was damn near drowning out there, and Jacob was just shredding, doing so good. But yeah, so that's what ended up happening. I drove probably 2 hours to go pick Jacob up in Malibu. Spent the whole day before planning it, getting the boards, getting everything I needed, and took him surfing that day. And it was a fun time, bro. And I realized he's just a kid. He's just like me,
Yeah.
But all that to say, in that time, I remember we're sitting on the sand, and he said, hey, do you know what Gents Croquet Club is? I had no idea what it was. And he explained to me, which, for people who don't know, that's Iman's NFT project that he created, which is pretty much an exclusive club for high level people. Jacob was a part of it. So he broke down what GCC was. He showed me his NFT token, and then also told me who Iman Ghazi was as well. So that was the first time I've ever heard about Iman Ghazi.
Yep.
This was before I started even closing, so I was still Jacob's setter. And yeah, I shot Iman a follow on Instagram, and that's when I first heard about him.